Hello and welcome to another test shave. Right now I'm testing two razors that I honed earlier today in a live stream. The first is this little 9/16 Uno U-O or 0. This beautiful little razor has got bluing on the tang. I've muted the point a little bit. This is made in Germany, and it's owned by somebody new to straight razor shaving. So I put, and he's going to be using synthetic stones. So I put a synthetic edge on this razor. Similarly, I've honed this Max Hessmer, I think it is, razor. Here, put this down. Honed this razor. This is a 5/8, again with a synthetic edge. So right now I'm going to show you the edge on the Uno razor before it was honed. So I'm going to show that to you now. And now I'm going to show you what the edge looks like, the finished edge looks like on this razor. Similarly, I'm going to show you the edge on this razor prior to honing. And now I'm going to show you the edge on this razor, the finished edge on this razor. I'm going to be using Nuàvia Verde today. So let's get started. So this soap is made by PannaCrema. I think they've gone out of business. It's a shame. It's an incredible soap. The scent is amazing. The soap base is only average, but we can make it work. Using a Simpsons Badger brush, kind of a shorty brush. I need to wash the handle off. It's a little bit slippery. Slippery's good, but not on the handle. Lather is light, a little on the fluffy side. But putting a wet lather down on a wet face works pretty well. Okay, I'm going to be using the Uno on the right side of the face, and then the Max Hessmer on the left side. I'm also going to be talking a little bit about, since the owner is a beginning shaver, I'm going to talk a little bit about that to get a really great summary of what to do as a beginning shaver. Take a look at the video put out by Johnny 5 today, which is July 12th, 2025. I think it's July 12th. It's a Sunday, I think it's July 12th, 2025. Anyway, he put in a nice video with very concise comments about how to begin shaving. I'm gonna not go over that. But I'm gonna talk about stuff that relates to it. First thing that you want to do when you begin shaving, in my opinion, is not worry about closeness. Instead, get comfortable with holding the razor. The standard grips are to bend the handle back on itself and either use 2 fingers in front of the scales and 1 finger in back, or some people use 3 fingers in front of the scales. Some people use 2. Find a grip that's comfortable for you. I use 2 fingers, and then I clamp with my pinky. You want your hands to be dry so you have a good grip on the razor. Again, I'm using the Uno on the right side. When you first start out, I suggest that you be a wet shaver. So get all the wet shaving goodness out of the way before you even start straight shaving, so you know how to make a lather, know how to make a wet lather. And then when you go to a straight razor, and you have a grip, at first don't worry about the way in which your hair grows. At first, again, get accustomed to using the razor. And I suggest that you only work on your cheeks until you are comfortable going top to bottom on your cheeks. When you can do that and you're comfortable, then you can move on. Johnny 5 talks about the grip and how to find an angle, and basically you want to find the lowest angle that cuts well. And or lowest angle that cuts, and you want to use a very light touch. Now, I don't think he touched on this. That's a really nice edge. But and that would be, one side, that would be as much shaving as I would do. One of the things to note is that when you angle the razor until it cuts, there's a tendency to go too far, because you're going to feel the beard more at higher angles than you are at lower angles. So if that's up and down and I'm shaving at this angle, I'm going to feel the beard less than I will if I go at a more obtuse angle. But your chance of abrading your skin and cutting yourself is higher at this angle, and the razor will actually cut better for hair that's growing straight out. It'll cut better at a lower angle. So just get familiar with that. The other thing to understand is you don't cut with the whole blade all the time. So when I'm going to do the other side. So when I'm going top to bottom, so again, I've got my standard grip. When I'm going top to bottom, I'm stretching so that I can get my skin flat, but also pull the area under the jaw up. And I'm now thinking about the toe of the blade as I apply to my skin, not the whole blade. Now I'm thinking about the center of the blade, and I'm puffing out my cheek to help me get that area of my skin with the center of the blade. Now I'm thinking about the heel. So I'm making slight adjustments so that I can use the whole blade, but not whole blade to shave my cheek, but not all at once. The only other thing I'm going to mention is I strongly suggest you try to learn to shave with both hands. It gives you an awful lot of options when you start to try to reach the more difficult areas to shave. The grip that I use when I go underneath is similar to what I use for the cheeks, but I roll the blade a little bit and then clamp it with my hands so that it's not going to go anywhere. I'm thinking about the heel section. Now the middle section of the blade. And now the toe. And to follow contours, I'm using my wrist. That's a little bit more advanced. That's why if you start and get comfortable doing your cheeks, and then the more difficult area, then at least you'll be comfortable with the razor when you go to start shaving the more difficult areas of your face. So I'm happy with these two edges. They feel very smooth, cutting away hair very well. Right now I'm thinking about the heel actually to get into this little hollow, and I'm stretching my skin and also moving my head. That's another aspect of shaving with a straight razor in order to present different areas of your face. You need to find ways to move the skin and have it be as flat a surface as possible to an area that you can reach easily with the razor, or with a section of the razor. I'm using the toe, now the center, our heel, and center. Something to keep in mind when you're using the razor is when you go to shave an area, think about where the rest of the razor is. So when I'm here, I've got the toe into the upper part of my lip, under the nose, but the rest of the blade is angling away from my face. Same thing here, the toe's away from my face, the heel's away from my face, but the center part can be used to cut. Uh-oh. I screwed up. Okay, we're gonna go for the second. Wow. That's good. And that's about all I want to say. I don't want to do a complete tutorial, but if you approach it slowly, doing areas that are easy for you to find, then you can progress more quickly because you have fewer cuts and irritation to deal with. It becomes more exciting to develop the skill, or more fun to develop the skill, and less like a time period where you're always worried about cutting yourself. Then when you can do your cheeks, I again advise that start using the top to bottom approach. Don't worry about grain until late in the game. Then find a way to go side to side on your cheeks. And then if you want to do a third pass, learn to do that on your cheeks. And when you get to the point that you want to do all the other areas and you want to do multiple passes and you're comfortable with both hands or with one hand reaching everywhere, only then should you really worry about the way in which your hair grows, your beard grows, because at that point you're going to start thinking about getting a close shave. Up until that point, don't worry about getting a close shave. Worry about removing hair. You want to have the feeling of removing hair, but don't worry about the ultimate close shave until late in the game. And that way you can minimize overdoing it with the razor and having to wait longer between shaves for your skin to heal. Very happy with these synthetic edges. I've got that clamped grip again. You can see how low my angle is. Now I would feel the beard more like this, but I'm slicing the beard off with a very low angle and just the feel of the very apex touching my skin. That's what I mean by light touch. And this will be a BBS shave, even though it's 2 passes. I work on this technique. I have worked on my technique. And a part of that is relates to ignoring the way your beard grows. I know how my beard grows, but in every pass that I make, I'm actually cutting the beard in multiple directions. So I achieve more passes, more actual passes with a 2-pass shave, because I come out a little subtly. I change the angle as I go over each section, and I'll cover that in another video. That's not a beginner. That's not a beginner thing. I work on this all the time, and I'm not really a beginner at this point. So I hope some of that's helpful and not too confusing. As you probably have guessed, I did not prepare that or even organize it in my mind. I just happened to recall Johnny Five's video. Oh, that's not what I'm doing. Got myself all mixed up. Got myself completely mixed up. So I'm very happy with these edges, but I'm not the one that counts. I hope the owner is happy with them. Okay, let's put on a little Thayers coconut toner here. Okay, I'm going to clean up everything, dry off the razors, and I will be right back. Okay, all cleaned up. One last thing on grips before I let go is I mentioned that you know, the standard thing that many of us do is to open the razor up and grip like this. So I showed you this grip. I showed you turning the grip and clamping it like that. And then the underside to come up in this direction, I leave it pretty much the way it is. Simply take it and grab it with my two fingers, maybe my middle finger, move the handle back a little bit and then move in this direction, keep it in the same orientation, cross hands and then move it in this direction. So those are literally all the grips that I use. That's everything that I do. Okay, I used the toner already. I'm going to use some Verde. Here, I'll try to show you the whole thing. Verde, it's an aftershave balm. I have just a little bit of it. This was a very close shave. Very comfortable. The edge on both razors feels very consistent to me. So I'm gonna sanitize them, put some camellia oil on them, and ship them out tomorrow. After re-preparing them with a strop, obviously. Here's the Simpsons Badger brush that I used in its full glory. And that's it. That's it for the shave. Thanks for staying with me. A little bit of a long one because I was talking more. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.